Today we're joined by a guy who thought he had to drive to my house for this draft. It is his first ever best ball draft. We'll see how it goes. Welcome to the climb. All right, Alex, we welcome in a new friend today. As you can see below, we got our friend Ben.
That's right, Freeburg's finest. Ben, how you doing?
What's up? How are you guys?
Oh, we couldn't be better. We're very excited for this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My drive to the Mississippi River and back to my house was super good. It was hot. I'm like all warmed up, you know.
So I'm just glad we caught it before you actually showed up at EJ's house.
It was I don't.
All the drafts we do are typically in person, so I can now like the whole thought process of it. I'm like, it makes so much sense.
Right. I'm so used to like us gathering together. So I was just like, oh, I'm ready. I actually thought Erwin was going to be there, and I was like, man, he's driving a little bit of a ways to go to your house. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. So,
my wife was like, just please don't stay too long. I know how you guys are. And I was like, we won't. I know. Erwin's going to. I was like, oh, shoot.
Well, yeah, and I'll say it is funny because Ben probably lives about half an hour from me, and then I don't know, 2 hours you live from us, Alex, ish.
Yeah.
So it's like a line here and then a big line up to get to Erwin. So, but yeah. So Ben, how about you tell us a little bit about your fantasy career?
Ooh, yeah. Well, let me pull my resume out because I always have it. Well, we started in high school. Erwin, we were in the same league when and EJ, we weren't.
Yeah.
Then.
So Ben, we were in one going back as early as freshman year of high school.
Freshman year, yeah.
Like going on
too long decade to remember.
No, yeah,
yeah, our 10-year
a decade ago. That's
so yeah. So yeah, that's when.
Yeah.
Not 10 years. Yeah, we're not that. Okay, yeah,
I'm
longer than
we
are. So that's all right. Well, anyways, it was a while ago. It was some time ago. My fantasy experience, I didn't know what I was doing then, and I've increased like 5% knowledge since then, which is pretty solid. No, I think I would say like I peaked on it in like end of high school and then like post college when I got sad with life again, like got like busy in college. Not really, you know, you're like, what am I doing now? We all live further apart. I actually want to commit to it and, whoop you guys up in it. And I don't, but I think I will every year a little bit.
Ben, let me ask you one thing. In our primary league that we care about the most, how many championships do you have?
I have one.
Okay.
One nice championship. I think that's pretty good. You know, I'm like I'm like the Packers. Like you won't expect me much, but I'm not like Aaron Rodgers. I'm like Devontae Adams when he was on the Packers. He's like not annoying, but he's there. You don't know much about him. You never expect, him to be in the Super Bowl because gosh, they're not going to make it. But I made it. How many times have I been in a championship? Like maybe 3 times. I know I'm supposed to know this answer. I think it's maybe 2. I think I've been in the semis at least 4.
Yeah.
Out of our league. And our league is going on year 9, right? This coming year?
8 or 9. It's getting up there.
Okay.
I
used to be able to keep track of like how many times I had knocked out whoever.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
So our specific league, I think you're right. This league is 8, but we've been in this league for a long time. And me and Erwin have been in leagues before too. And I know I was in some championships before. So I like to be the sneaky one if I can make one good draft pick, like my Derrick Henry pick, and then he got hurt. But I worked the climb, baby. Climbed up.
That's what we're all about here. And just for reference, Alex, how many championships do you have?
I have 0 in this league.
Yeah, thanks. I wasn't sure about that. I just didn't want to.
You would think a guy shows up and wins, second out of 200,000. You think he'd be able to talk a little trash? No, these guys still bury me every chance they get.
My autograph's somewhere in Erwin's room for a championship winner because I've won one. So he wanted my autograph. So it's in. He's just had to have it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Honestly, That year was crazy. I did not. I beat you, right, EJ?
No.
Or did I beat you in the semis?
You might beat me in the semis because every time I've got to a championship, I've won.
No, you beat me, Ben.
I beat you. Yes, that's right. I knew it was one of you.
You might have beat us both on the way there. So,
yeah.
The game me and Erwin had, that was like one of my favorite fantasy games because it was so tight. And it was like so boring. It was just like, I don't know, 340 or something crazy. I mean, everyone does.
Yeah, and just for reference, ours are 2-week finals too. We have the
that was 1 week
format. We have the weirdest
1 week.
format.
We play in a 3-person fantasy league if we're scoring 300 points.
So
yeah.
Well, I don't know what else to say. I got 2. I don't want to talk too much trash on Alex without getting my glory.
Yeah, you talk too much trash. I'll just leave you guys and let Ben draft his team on his own.
Between a few other guys, that's a pretty even league. Like Joe's got 3, Davey's got 2, right? So
I think Joe just has 2, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think we just have people.
Davey.
2.
I think it's.
Oh yeah, 6 plus 1. I'm the 7th. So
yeah.
So,
yeah. We got some loners still out there, but
I know I got my work cut out for me.
I mean, it's a horror that Erwin has not won. Alex has not won.
For some reference here, when I don't know if it was the first 5 or the first 6 years, but I was the #1 seed 5 or 6 years running. I've never missed the playoffs in this league, and it's only a 4-team playoff. Goose egg in the title department. It is.
You are the 1990s Buffalo Bills. Like.
Yeah,
it's
spot on.
You just need to leave that team behind you. You need some psychiatric football help there.
Courage in this league.
That's right, you do. I see. Was it Jim Kelly was the quarterback, right?
Yeah,
when they did that, and he was like on a documentary, and he was all like, but I look back and I'm like happy, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like you can't be happy. Like you can't say that.
Okay, so I do think it's time we need to jump into this draft just to give you a little bit of perspective of what's going on, Ben. I don't know. I think Alex knows enough by now. He's done this plenty.
No, I'm the expert here. I'll handle it.
But so what it is, it's a 12-person draft. You have 30 seconds to pick, and it just runs through like a normal snake draft, how we typically do it. There's just more people in the draft than our normal league. So.
Wow. Okay. 30 seconds to pick.
Yep.
Not our typical 90. All right.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know, EJ, do we both want to give him a word of advice before this, or do you just want to talk through strategy as we go?
You can go ahead and give him one tip, and I think I'll give him a pick after his first 2. Give him a little bit early, and then we'll jump in after that, I think.
I clearly know football. I mean, it's obvious. I know. It's my main,
You're going to be real surprised when there's no St. Louis City players in the player pool here.
There's Klaus. I need a keeper.
I want to say, I think the closest guy you can get is Hakeem Butler.
I'm telling you, if we got some of the NFL players, like when they retire at like 34, MLS will just... Screw Messi coming to Miami. We'll just get some of those NFL players coming out. Tyreek Hill.
Oh my gosh. That'd be awesome. All right, Ben, my one word of advice is don't be shocked by the wide receiver prices. They get
crisis?
Prices. The price of wide receivers. They are.
I have to spend money.
No. Where they're going in drafts is going to be higher than our normal leagues.
Instead of like running backs,
wide receiver frenzy in these draft rooms. That's my word.
Okay,
you're very likely to potentially see 4 wide receivers go off the board before you see a running back. Even
is that a word of advice for me to take one? Are you not going to?
It might be.
I can just tell you, like the first 3 picks typically off the board are Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and then Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, or Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Those are kind of the first 6 guys you're looking at there.
That actually is like an important thing that we should mention is...
it's the format.
Yeah. You have to start 3 wide receivers, whereas you only have to start 2 running backs. So it's
3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Okay.
And then you have like
that is
normal flex.
Well, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
That would be my word of advice here. So we'll fire it up.
Oh wait, how many quarterbacks? Just one?
Just one.
Yeah, just one QB.
Used to our weird 2 QB league, so I'm not going to be getting the quarterback steroids on my roster if it's just one.
All right.
I don't even know where these people play. All those people you said probably got traded, and I don't know about it. Is Jefferson still in the Vikings?
Oh yeah.
Great, good old Kirk throwing him dimes.
Yeah, Captain Kirk running the show.
Guys, have you seen? I almost called him Captain Kirk because you did. Have you seen him? Like he's pretty ripped. I was shocked.
Is my screen he's got weird for you guys?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Tiny.
There. F11 that and see what happens. Uh-oh. We got trouble. Trouble in the neighborhood. There you go. Now we're happy.
We're good.
This is functional.
Your faces are... Can I move you guys a little bit here? Sorry to talk tech here on the stream. Oh, I guess it... So I don't touch it. You're moving the screen. I'm just telling you.
I'll drive. You'll tell me what...
Oh,
there we
boy.
go.
Nah, I don't like
dude,
that.
We are cooking with some fire. So it looks like we got the 11 or 12 spot. 12 spot. Sorry, I looked at the wrong spot. You're drafting from my absolute least favorite.
We'll be in the 12 spot, Ben.
Out of 12.
Mm-hmm.
I've done my best in our league when I was like second. Well, when I was last, I liked the double pick. But right now I don't because I haven't done any homework. I've done negative homework.
Well, the most recent news will tell you is Dalvin Cook got released from Minnesota.
But he's a free agent right now?
Currently, yes.
That just happened today.
Like today. I guess we didn't even talk about that. We got so much catching up to do. We've been doing. We talked 10 minutes before we got into the draft.
Oh yeah, Ben, would you rather see...
It's going so fast. This is not helpful for me.
The player pool there? Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh, yes. Sorry for, people who... Oh, you can still see it up there, though. All right. Click the wide receiver key. I'm going to say some dumb stuff here because I got to navigate your mouse with my words.
The numbers this is their average draft position.
And you can see at the top where you're picking at. I'm like pointing on my screen like you can see it.
That's super helpful, EJ.
Yeah. On the top right of your screen, you can see Alex's.
All right, I'm going to turn the wide receivers off so you can see.
Oh, I see it. Wait a second. So that blue one's. Oh, I see the time going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue is tight end, Travis Kelce, and then his ADP is.
So somebody got McCaffrey
at 7, which is really late. We saw 6 wide receivers go off the board. 7 now.
Who's Bijan Robinson? So I can't see the words really well.
We're gonna have to coach Ben on the entire NFL draft here.
You really are.
Go ahead. You know more about him than I do.
Yeah, he went 8th overall to the Falcons, basically regarded as the best running back prospect since Saquon.
Really?
Yeah, so people are essentially hoping for Saquon-esque.
He's a rookie?
Year. Yep.
He is a rookie.
People are picking up this early? Well, no one's picked him up. Okay.
So that's part of why. Well, I'll let you make these picks, actually.
Oh, we're next. We're next, right?
Yeah, and you got 2 back-to-back here.
All right. But I hate picking Adams because who's the quarterback in Las Vegas?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
But he's hurt.
All right, you got 20 seconds, Ben.
I know things. Oh, yeah, we're up. Okay. All right, well, I think I'm going to do 1 and 1. Is
10 seconds.
Oh, shoot. All right, should we do Saquon? Do Saquon.
All right,
and then,
Saquon for the first one.
Go to wide receivers, Erwin. Am I allowed to call you Erwin?
Yeah.
I do all the time. Okay. 20 seconds.
Thanks. Did anybody pick a Cincinnati receiver yet, or is Higgins the top one?
Higgins is the
8 seconds.
F it. Do Adams.
All right.
All right.
He's too solid.
I want to go delete my account after drafting Saquon ahead of Bijan. This is damaging my brand.
He was still on the board. Yeah.
So here's why the rookies are so priced up, Ben, is because the tournament payout structure is so heavily weighted towards week 17 that by that point the rookies have all like taken on their roles.
Oh.
So the way that it works is 2 of the top 12 teams out of this draft move on to the playoffs, and then we have 3 playoff weeks, and basically all the money is in that final playoff week.
So, Ben, that was the tip I was going to give you, and me and Erwin can help you relate these stacks, is what we call them, game stacks, week 17 game stacks. So basically, you kind of want to build your team around who plays each other. So the Giants play the Rams in week 17. So it's not a bad idea to target some Rams players later in the draft. And the Raiders play Indy, which is the one I've drafted the most out of that game stack.
Does that make any sense, Ben?
Just know, I just know to draft those people because I guess I don't get why it helps me more.
So the reason, basically, you're trying to reduce the amount of things you have to get right because you have to finish at the top of like 300 teams in week 17. So by targeting players who are facing each other, basically you're trying to land on a game that goes nuclear and both teams score like 40 points. And now your whole lineup hits the nuts without you having to get each individual
on week
guy
17
having a big game. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And you don't necessarily have to do that here. You know, you don't have to go and try to get Van Jefferson in the 3rd round. That's that's not what I'm saying by any means.
Are you sure?
No, I promise I'm not. That's just something to keep in mind. And you can have a whole bunch of different game stacks. I mean, I don't even know how many typically we end up different games we get when we're doing this. It's kind of random every time.
A lot of these will just fall to you too.
Naturally, yeah.
You'll just be late and like, oh, I need a wide receiver, and Van Jefferson's there. Perfect.
But Matt Stafford might not be. That's a reference to yesterday and some pain that I endured. But
I will say, I am glad that Ben is the one driving the car today and not me, because I did 4 hours of drafting last night. 2 on our stream, 2 drafts at the same time on a ship chasing stream right after me and EJ got done, and then another 2 drafts on my own. Like, my brain has just been jello all day.
Yeah. So. Gosh, how do you work after that? I feel like after am I almost up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move us to the side too so you can see.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah. So, just start looking at players now. You try to think about your pick a little bit beforehand, so you're not panicking when it does.
I know how to do that in the draft. Okay, I just miss you guys, and I'm talking too much.
I'm just saying,
it's starting to not miss you.
It's starting to not miss you,
EJ.
Ben just giving me anxiety over here, running down the clock to like 6 seconds, being like,
It goes a lot quicker than you think.
This whole group's like, man, that 12th pick's gonna suck. All right, let's see. Okay. DeAndre is not in Arizona, right?
Correct.
Yeah, he is a free agent.
I mean, someone will pick him up.
What names are standing out to you, or who are you thinking about here, Ben?
I think. Oh crap! Well, Cooper. I was gonna get Amari Cooper because I think Cleveland's gonna be pretty all right this year, but he's gone. So now Debo. I want a wide receiver. Oh, we're up. Okay.
We got Debo for 1. We can use the clock while you decide for.
And then I think I should just get another wide receiver because we need 3 to start. So I mean, Christian Watson. I don't know. Keenan Allen. Yeah, do Debo for the first pick if you didn't already, and then, me and Mike Williams got
Hopkins, beef. Betting odds are Cleveland, Buffalo, Baltimore.
Oh yeah, put him on the team.
You want D-Hop?
Yeah.
All right.
Time to gamble.
So through 4 rounds, we got Saquon, Devontae, Debo, DeAndre Hopkins.
I feel like after what you guys said, Saquon, I was going to say, I feel like he's like a weird sore thumb on this list from what you guys said, how the draft normally goes.
He normally goes at like pick 17 or 18, and I think I still have like 1% Saquon on my teams.
Oh, that's going up today, baby.
So honestly, that's the only thing I would change with this team at this point is I would have Bijan over Saquon. But otherwise, I think you're doing great, Ben.
Those rankings help me out, you know.
I will say that is, I guess that's another tip we can kind of add in is we do like drafting people that fall past their ADP quite a bit because it makes your team more unique in a sense. So when you're playing these bigger tournaments, you need a unique team to win most of the time, solely for the fact that if you have a cookie cutter team, like typically at the 12-13 turn, CeeDee Lamb falls around there and Amon-Ra St. Brown falls there as well. And they play Dallas and Detroit play each other in week 17. So that's been a very popular 12-13 pick. So that team's probably going to have more advancement. If that team does advance, a lot more teams that are similar to that one are going to be advancing.
Dude, you guys know like as much about this as I know in like my counseling field that I got a master's degree in. I think you know more. I'm pretty sure you know way more. It's crazy.
So like another way to think about what EJ is talking about too with like the ADP value is say you're at the 2 spot, you start Jamar Chase and then you get lucky and T. Higgins is there. So you're thinking like, okay, I've got this bet on Cincinnati. I might as well just take Joe Burrow in the 3rd round. Whereas in reality, you're going to want to try to push him to the 4th round because out of all these hundreds of thousands of drafts, you know there's going to be somebody else out there who gets Joe Burrow with those guys in the 4th round. So like now if you meet in the playoffs, basically that team has an extra 3rd round pick compared to you.
Okay.
At least at that point in the draft. Players do rise and drop a lot in their ADP. Like Jerick McKinnon, before he re-signed with Kansas City, he's risen like 80 spots.
Dang.
So that's just an example. And then there's a couple guys that we've been big on that I'm not going to tell you so much about. But
not going to help me. You're not going to give me a free not a free nugget.
No, really, you're doing pretty well. Like I said, there'd be one thing that we would do differently about this.
I'm waiting for like a call or text or someone like in the best ball space who knows me to like reach out and be like, "Are you okay? You just drafted Saquon."
Get a tweet from one of these guys that you've done 40,000 drafts with.
You guys, are you drafting these like every week? Are you both
like every day?
Yeah, they don't really announce when. So Best Ball Mania is their like $25 to enter contest. That's open all summer long. These cheaper contests, they kind of do it like flash in the pan. They don't tell you when it's coming, and it snap fills in like a week or two. So during that 2-week window, it's just like however many you're trying to get in, you've got to cram them in.
Right.
All right, Ben. Coming
all
up.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking here. My what's my week 17? My Vegas and somebody
Colts.
Indy.
Vegas and Colts.
Plays Indy.
Giants play the Rams. San Francisco plays Washington. And DeAndre Hopkins is to be determined.
Right.
I got different betting odds on this website too.
There goes Pittman.
Should we tell him about different stacks?
Different stacks.
Like continuing on to a stack?
Well, whatever you're gonna do, you got 16 seconds to do it here.
I know. All right. I should probably get a quarterback soon, right? I don't even know when they get quarterback. All right, give me Ayuk, I guess.
I will say, so
pick.
after Lawrence, there is a gap, so I don't think there's going to be too many quarterbacks for a minute.
Like I should wait maybe. Oh, there's Watson still.
Watson goes at pick 80, and then you got a bunch between picks 100 and 130.
I need another running back, though. Go to running backs.
12 seconds.
All right. Oh, crap. I don't know what I'm doing. Is Cam Akers the starter?
6 seconds.
Sanders. Give me Sanders. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yes. Me and
my running. Sorry, Erwin. You're gonna get shredded by all the people who know you with all this draft.
No, Miles Sanders. Oh,
he's also. I didn't know he was in Carolina until I was looking at this. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a bad pick. But I panicked. So I don't like 30 seconds.
Me and Alex have a very different perspective on Miles Sanders. I love him, so I'm not going to argue it.
I'm all the way out.
I am mostly out the door, but then I just didn't know. I don't trust because I don't know Cam Akers enough. If I should have picked him.
Well, I think there's a chance Akers could be there for your next pick. I mean, it's a bit of a fall, but he could be there.
I think he's going around 80, and you're at 84, so it's not crazy. I was wondering if, like, the problem with Madison is for a lot of the time that this contest has been open, he's been like a late 7th round pick, and now that Dalvin's gone, he's shooting up the boards. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of glad that we passed on him. No, for sure.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought. That was my thought process.
Yeah. Exact same. You're on it, Ben.
Yeah.
Akers is going at 77. See him on the bottom of the board there. One thing we would tell you, if you weren't picking back to back, you kind of got to look at the teams in between you too, see what their roster construction is. So if you look at the top of the board there, like this guy's got 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. So he's probably not likely to go another quarterback for a little bit in this draft because he drafted one of the more elite, I'm assuming, I don't know who he drafted, but one of the more elite quarterbacks. So those people typically wait on getting another quarterback. But since you're drafting back-to-back spots, you really don't have to. You just wait and hope for the best.
I'll scroll down a bit here too. I think our next pick is 84-ish.
And Ben,
more accurate prediction.
Just for reference here, like I said, with players that have game stacks, so you're looking New York Giants, Rams, Carolina plays Jacksonville, Vegas plays the Colts, and San Fran plays Washington.
There's a lot of teams. It's a 1 tight end, right?
You'll have to start one. So typically at quarterback total, you're going to draft 2 or 3, and then same at tight end. You'll take 2 or 3 tight ends.
5 total.
Okay.
After this next pick, I'll get out. Surprise, surprise. I have a spreadsheet that helps with the playoff weeks.
Oh, that'd be super helpful. I'm trying to remember all those things.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it for these picks.
Well, I'll say there's one guy that I think actually came off the board. Can you flip over real quick to the other one? I was in my space world. No, there should still be one guy on the board that I like in particular. Is
it a tight end?
I'm not going to say anything.
You can't give me a hint?
No. Now I can.
Oh.
It was
Jahan Dotson. Yeah. Jahan.
You can still get a Washington running back later.
Yeah. So
I think part of the thing with this correlation stuff is I think it becomes a little bit more important, like in the mid to late part of drafts, because you can have a good player like the superstar players can have a good game regardless of if a game goes off. But these mid-tier guys, like they need the rising tide to boost their performance.
Oh, that was worded very well.
Oh, thank you.
I understand that. I mean, I understood a little bit earlier, but that's true. The mid-tier guys, they're not going to be like your Saquons, who are classically your first pick in this type of draft.
Total studs.
That's right. I got to steal. All right, I want to look at tight ends. None of those guys are on the team that plays. Oh, Tyler Higbee. Oh, I love Higbee. He was on my championship team that year. Higbee is my boy. The no comment means that he is not my boy anymore.
We are.
So.
It would be 60
good job.
Spots. It would be 60 spots ahead of where he normally goes.
Oh, he's he needs a little love. That's why he's waiting for someone to sweep him up. Oh, thanks. Okay. Go to quarterbacks. They're all still there. You know what? Screw it. Get Watson. Give me Deshaun.
I like it. We're betting on Debo to the Browns. Or D-Hop to the Browns.
That's not a bad.
All right, 20 seconds here.
All right. Go to tight ends. Oh, baby. Evan Ingram. All day.
I
like him, too.
I don't hate Evan Ingram because you got your Carolina Jacksonville stack there, whether you did that intentionally or not. And
I forgot that one.
Ingram very easily could still be the 2 in this offense.
I was going to say, he looked good last year. I don't know how his points were in fantasy, but I know I feel like he's a better fit there than he was in New York, with Lawrence actually becoming who Lawrence should be.
Yeah. And so a lot of the points that I've made on like Calvin Ridley in particular is that we're betting on Jacksonville as a whole with Trevor Lawrence taking a step forward and being more of like the Joe Burrow level kind of quarterback. So, I mean, I like the wide receiver.
Wait, so it's the 17 week is Jacksonville,
Carolina,
Cleveland? Oh, Carolina. Okay.
Cleveland plays the Jets.
Oh, ooh. All right.
So I will say I think we're going to regret not going wide receiver there because it falls off after about pick 90.
Okay.
Like you'll see it gets gross. I'm working on getting this playoff thing pulled up here for you.
Yeah, I will say that you do have a good core start to your wide receivers, especially with having 2 San Francisco wide receivers in particular. One of them's more likely to have a boom game at a time and fill a spot. So in these best ball drafts, a lot of the times because you don't want to do it in redraft like the typical league we play in. You don't want 2 wide receivers on the same team because you're limiting your upside. But for something like this, it's not a bad thing. And typically you want to get quarterbacks stacked with your wide receivers for the reasons that Erwin mentioned earlier. If you go nuclear in a game, your quarterback's going to also have a good game. Same thing with your wide receivers because it's correlation.
Which I probably can't do at this point, or it'd be a bad quarterback. I literally just picked up Deshaun. That's right.
Yeah. So there's some Cleveland.
I don't know if I have. Still. Yeah,
well,
and DeAndre.
I think at this point too, like I think we just assume Hopkins is on Cleveland in this scenario. Play that out.
Yeah, those were the betting odds for a while. I don't know. I was just looking at it, and a couple of different websites had different.
So Ben, just to tell you what you're looking at here, the ones that light up in blue are. So basically, example, Kansas City here, Vegas is lit up in blue because we already have Vegas.
Right.
Like if we got a Kansas City player, it would line up for week 17. So that's what you're looking at here.
why isn't like New York Giants in Week 17 lit up and like why is it only Jacksonville, Carolina?
So like we have a Carolina player, we have a Jacksonville player, so it's lit up.
Oh, that's the only match that I've made.
Yeah, so like on
any of those,
we have the Giants. So like on the Rams, it shows up as blue there.
Okay.
The main one you want to look at is Week 17. Week 17 is the most important one, but if you've got a tiebreaker later in the draft and you're like, oh, I don't know who I want to pick, picking the playoff weeks is sometimes nice.
For this contest in particular, I wouldn't worry about the other weeks. Their big contest it's much harder to get through the playoffs in their bigger contest, so that's why you kind of got to start thinking about the other weeks. But for these, I just focus, especially since it's your first draft. I wouldn't worry about anything else. All right, I'll get the board back here.
Yeah, start taking a look, making some guesses early on who you would want. I swear I'm not going to be sick next week. That's the goal. Be happy and healthy.
It sucks that you got sick the week that you're like, yeah, I'll do the full draft and best ball in 15 and a live stream and show
this. Yeah. I'm fully loaded this week. We were intending on doing a different short. I had shorts planned out for the week too, and I was like, oh, we're gonna do this after the live stream, and I just told them, I'm like, I need to go to bed.
Hey, queue up Lazard. Queue up Lazard for me.
God damn it! You and EJ are on the same wavelength.
Ben,
drafting all these dusty veterans.
He's the freaking Lizard King, as Robert California might say. I just want him to know that quote. I don't know if he knows that quote or not, but
so there is a couple other good picks here, Ben, that you could make. I support that one.
Oh, also star Brian Robinson.
Yeah, there we go, Ben.
Okay, yeah. All right.
this spreadsheet changed. It changed the game.
Yeah.
Also, I'm 8 rounds in or whatever.
Okay, Lazard just got
next.
Lazard just came off the board.
Don't touch Robinson. All right. Also, Njoku or Joku, because he's tight end. Do I have a tight end yet?
You have.
I do.
Ingram. You could take Njoku and be done at tight end.
Yeah, I definitely want. I think I want Robinson because, like you said, wide receivers fell off. Give me Robinson, and then, I feel like Njoku's a good. We're on pick 108 or 109 is mine right now. He normally is 103. I don't have, and he's playing in my matchup.
You have his quarterback as well.
Right. Yeah. Do Njoku. I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Out of the wide receiver room there, I completely support that. Because if at this point you're reaching really, really far on somebody.
Look at the wide receivers right now. It's just
118 and
so you're reaching 3/4 of the round on a pick essentially. And sometimes when you're drafting at the turn, in particular, the turn, at the end of the round, you have to do that. But in this spot, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, super gross. Ugh. So nasty.
So yeah, we would definitely say you're done at tight end. You don't have to think about that going forward.
All right. My fantasy wheels are turning. They're like always way back here in my head, and they hang out there till about July. We really are. We got the garden gloves on and started getting out those daddy long legs. They're gone now. I'm here a little bit more.
We're gonna check in with Ben and in like 2 or 3 weeks from now, and I've done nothing but read about fantasy. Let me back on the show.
I max entry'd on Puppy 3. just so you know, Ben, that's like I don't
Puppy
know. Puppy
3.
What is it? $750. That'd be $750.
I think.
That's how many drafts I would do.
No, 150.
Max enters 150. So yeah, $750. $750
150 for 150 drafts.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, Erwin, didn't you do that many last year? Like, didn't you do a lot of them?
I did a lot last year, but it was mostly in these $5 ones, and it was spread out because they'll do like last summer they did 4 of these smaller contests, so like I had a good chunk in each window. I wasn't close to maxing any of them, but
okay.
There's people out there who will max Best Ball Mania, which is almost $4,000. I'm just like, that's nuts.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I couldn't do that in like good health. I'm not in that financial state.
Buy me a boat or something.
Yeah.
Man.
I just need one of these $5 ones hit, and then I'll be happy. I don't even need a massive one. Just one that I can claim on my tax return. That's all I want.
There you go. Well, this is going to be the $150,000 lineup right here.
This, Ben, I will say,
we're winning it right now.
That's
right. I don't think it's impossible at this point, which I think is saying something.
You know, that's how all my drafts go. I feel like you guys like sandwich your compliments around like there is this one problem, and but it's like, but you got a chance.
I think the only thing that we massively would have done different is take a different first-round pick. And then,
I mean, if you didn't take Saquon Barkley or Miles Sanders or Evan Ingram,
that's right.
This would be the perfect lineup.
Erwin's like, there's zero chance here. I'm gonna let EJ give the compliments.
I like Miles Sanders. I'm pulling up one of the big bets.
I shouldn't like him. Oh, thanks. I shouldn't like him. He ruined one of my years. He's just so inconsistent. I hated it. He was like averaging like 10 points, but it was like 19 and then 2 and then 12 and then 1.5. No.
I'm an Eagles fan. Trust me. I know everything about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude gets 2.5 yards a carry unless it's an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So one of the big sports booking bets I did division winners. I did Bills, Bengals, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Eagles, Detroit, and San Francisco. So I suddenly parlayed that, put 100 down, and it's a $10,000 payout. So that'd be
sweet.
That's my fingers crossed one.
Hey, is it smart, like on our drafts, to get a backup that's not horrible? I feel like that's not smart for a while. I'm gonna go with my gut, I think.
So you have two like San Francisco receivers, so like I don't hate the idea of trying to grab Brock Purdy later.
Yeah, I think Purdy in our draft yesterday.
Because with Watson, you can get by with 2 QBs, even if you take another one pretty late. So, like Purdy's going in the last couple rounds. Now, if we miss on him, we'll be scrambling trying to fix that.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think if we have any other random. We really don't right now to stack that around. Unless
Adam Thielen went to Carolina. I didn't know Adam Thielen's at Carolina. What? That's nuts.
How do you feel about Adam Thielen?
Is that a question for me or a question?
No, for Ben.
Oh yeah, you're on the clock.
Hey, give Jonathan Mingo.
Ooh,
Mingo bingo.
All right, we got him for one.
And then oh, darn. Yeah, I'm going to draft him. And then so where am I at with 5 wideouts? Oh, there's Jared McKinnon, but he's not on my list at all with week 17.
15
Neither is anybody.
I mean, if you want McKinnon, we can do McKinnon. I wouldn't let that be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. Give me McKinnon. I want another running back.
All right.
So I call them unicorns. Like those players will be unicorns. Like you probably won't get a stack. It's very easy to stack Kansas City. But with Cincinnati, there's another running back that's going late that you could take. Otherwise, it's kind of hard.
I feel like I should have gotten Thielen. Like that would have been smarter. Oh, okay. I mean, he is old.
I have had to delete my account.
Yeah, you would have took a third player that Irwin's very far out on, and Thielen would have been the one I would have
drafted him one time this summer, and it was 30 picks past his age.
Okay. The only reason I was going to is because of the matchup, but
so you got Mingo and Sanders for Carolina. I wouldn't necessarily try to go too heavy on one team like that. Just something else to keep in mind, since you got him, you could also look at their quarterback, Bryce Young, as well.
Oh yeah.
Are you saying don't draft too many players from one team? Because I disagree with that.
Well, I wouldn't want to have like 5
Carolina.
players from one team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just solely for the fact that if the whole team is garbage, you just lit your $5 bill on fire.
But I think the opposite is true though as well. Like if that team smashes, you're going to wipe the floor.
Right.
The most I ever take on one team is 4 players from one team. That's just me personally. I don't know where out.
So there was an example from a couple of years ago, somebody who got, I don't know if it was 7th or 8th in Best Ball Mania 2, but basically 70% of their lineup was Bengals and Packers players, and those two teams just went off that year. So like, I don't think it's on. I definitely don't do it on all my teams either. Like I typically try for, 1 or 2 passes,
like a balanced. Yeah,
but I don't think it's the worst idea in the world.
You see C.J. Stroud in the 12th?
Oof. When you already have Tua and Daniel Jones, too.
Hey, you got to get your guys.
Can't miss out on that Dalton Schultz stack.
No. You probably got Derrick Henry up there, too, somewhere, I'd guess. I hope he does.
Nope.
Sure doesn't. Ben, this could be a money team right now.
We got 6 picks left here.
Is that because my the people I'm competing with are also doing some interesting moves?
Man, these
at least one of them
have been wild. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
If you look across the board at the roster construction, a lot of it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, this room hasn't felt too crazy.
No. I know there's ones where me and Irwin draft, and we're just like, this draft might get thrown out because of the teams that other people have drafted.
I was in one where a guy had 4 quarterbacks through 5 rounds and took Eli Mitchell in the 4th round. So I'm like, all right, well, I just wasted an hour of my life.
It's like Austin last year in our draft. He had like 6 running backs in a row.
Yes.
On the year that the running backs were the worst.
Yeah, then he did terrible. It was fantastic.
I do think it's funny because, a couple of years ago, I think we were all very, very running back heavy. And I think the fantasy football community as a whole has shifted so far back to leaning wide receiver. Especially in something like this, it makes sense because you're starting 3 no matter what.
Right.
But just in general, like, if you took Justin Jefferson at the 101 in a normal redraft league, that's not like out of the question. I'd rather take him over McCaffrey personally.
Hey, you just wait, Irwin and EJ. Both you just wait. The Giants, Danny Dimes, he's just gonna feed Saquon like a hungry toddler all season. Okay, sending him to the end zone, baby. You just wait for it.
What's going to be great is through 8 weeks, Saquon's going to be crushing it compared to Bijan. Ben's going to be talking mad trash.
Yeah.
Reality's going to set in. Saquon's going to slow down to end the year, and Bijan's going to average like 30 points a game down the stretch.
All right, Ben, you're
but I'll have those 8 weeks. All right. I'll have the 8 weeks. Hey, wait. Did I have Henry in our league? But I didn't win, though. That was when he got hurt. I win that season?
You won that year.
I did, yeah.
You won even though Derrick Henry got hurt.
And That one felt good.
Your team was
all right.
stacked.
Oh, there's a van. There's a little van. Where's my
1 pick away?
Oh. All right. Oh, piss. Okay. Dang it,
people.
Me too.
All right, 20 seconds, Ben.
All right. So who's Kansas City playing?
Cincinnati.
Oh, there's nobody there. Oh, there's Valdez-Scantling.
8 seconds.
Oh, crap. Or Donovan Peoples-Jones. Who the heck is that?
4 seconds.
I'm doing Valdez. I want Valdez. Give me him.
All right.
Okay. All right.
30 more seconds.
I get loud when the time gets close. Okay. All right. What round is this?
14.
I don't know if I want to get my quarterback. I'll wait for Purdy or whatever. He's my backup.
I think he should be there for our next pick. 9 seconds.
You know what? Give me Cleveland. Give me the Peoples Jones. He's for the people. Come on.
All right.
And the Jones. He's for both of them. The Joneses and the people.
Hey, we got 2 deep threats here.
Yeah.
Anything that stood out to you that you would have done, EJ?
I'm trying to look at the game stacks and think if there's anything else major. Probably not.
Yeah,
anybody else stand out? I don't say nobody else stands out to me like massively.
I think honestly, with how early you took, like Saquon and Miles Sanders, I'm probably only going to do 5 running backs there. But honestly, because we're only doing 2 tight end, 2 quarterback, you could go either way with your last pick, 6 running backs or 9 wide receivers.
How many? Can I see the other graph where it's like the spreadsheet? Yeah. It's like a calendar. Okay, so there's 4 more rounds for me.
Yeah, so I'd probably take Purdy with ones.
And then you can look. I
feel like he's my best bet. Go ahead.
To finish this out, I would go 1 running back and then 2 wide receivers. It don't have to be in that order.
Just total.
Yeah.
I have 4 running backs, right? And
you have 4 currently.
Basically, I think we definitely want to take 1 more running back, 1 more wide receiver. It's a question of what you want to do with that last pick, whether you'd rather have it be a running back or a wide receiver. I feel like at this point, I would too. At this point in a draft, like I feel like I'm going to get more value from a wide receiver rather than a running back who's gross, as you guys say.
There's still a couple of running backs on the board that we like.
I think,
okay.
Not basically, love, but
like because we can't make roster moves, Ben, you're basically taking a lottery ticket on a starting running back getting hurt. Like if you take Jerome Ford and Nick Chubb gets hurt, now you've got a starting running back in the 14th round.
All right. Well, show me the list of people left because I have, 11 picks, and then it's my turn again. So
yeah, let me get the tight ends out of here. Oh, yeah, we have Bryce Young if you want to do a Carolina.
No, he's going to get hurt. I just have a feeling. He's too tiny.
All right.
I saw a meme, and I saw
with the short people, Ben.
Erwin, you grew in college. Don't give me that. You're taller than me, I think.
I don't know about that.
I thought, well, we're like the same height. Like, I was talking about you to somebody. We were talking about growing or something, or my son, I think. And I was like, dude, he might grow like randomly when he's like 20, because that's what my buddy did. And I was like, whoa, okay.
There's definitely one player that is screaming.
Right now. Get Samuel on my board, please, because he's Washington, and that's a matchup. And wait, Cincinnati.
Was that who?
Chase Brown. Wait, what's wrong with Chase Brown? Isn't he good? No, he's a running back. Never mind. Chase something is also on the Bengals.
Jamar Chase.
Yes, that's it.
That one took me a second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put.
We made it.
You as well.
Hunter Renfrow.
I just want to put this birdie. No.
Oh, there goes.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Do I say it or you know what I'm gonna say?
Dude,
in reference.
Well, Isaiah Hodgins
one on the board
for the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've kind of cooled on the player you're thinking of, EJ.
The Illinois player?
Yeah, I've cooled a little bit.
Okay. That's, yeah.
Did not help me at all, but okay.
Well, that was the point. The only reason I'm saying that is because it does have the game stack potential.
Yeah, there's a running back here, Ben, that you could. Oh, son of a bitch!
No,
both of them just went off.
All right, do we?
Why did I wait? Why did I wait?
We got to figure out quarterback.
Trey Lance. Oh, not Trey Lance. Wait, he's not. No, he's backup.
Yeah. You mean you got something else you want? We got 8 seconds.
Is Kyler not gonna be starting?
4 seconds. Tell me what to do.
Do Kyler. Oh, piss. Shoot.
All right, we got Kyler.
I'm so angry.
You know what? Do you want to do both? We got the luxury pick anyway. Let's just do both.
And then we'll finish out with a running back and wideout.
Yeah.
The next two.
Because the problem with doing a 2 quarterback build with Kyler is he might miss.
All right, do it. Just do it. That's fine. Come on, Purdy, get hurt.
Well, he is hurt.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
We just need him to sit out week 1 to make sure he's rested and have Trey Lance come in and set the world on fire.
You need him to sit out till week 5, past week 5.
Well, no, I just
unless
mean,
Kyler comes back early.
I just mean have Purdy sit 1 week and then have Lance come in and show how amazing he is and then be the starter.
And the bookends of my draft are bad.
I think we just lost all the money there. That team was looking great until we got double sniped at the quarterback.
Yeah, this is
I want to know,
like,
why did this guy just have to have Purdy? He had Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, 0 49ers.
Dude.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's me being here. It's what's happening.
That's the kind of, like, if I just have one player from a team and you take my quarterback, I'm like, okay, no big deal. If you have 0 players from that team and I have their best 2 pass catchers and you take the quarterback.
In the 16th round.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Dang it. Oh, now I feel like I shouldn't have done the 2 quarterbacks. Like, I feel like I should have grabbed.
No, it's totally reasonable.
Okay. Well, I was thinking of, like, getting Isaiah Hodgins for the matchup sake.
The nice thing with the Giants, if you're going that route, is they have a shit ton of wide receivers late that are viable.
So this is in the $25 tournament, Ben, the one that goes all summer. Let me find it. I just remember it because I did it on stream, or not on stream, but I did it for this. I picked Trey Lance. I have the same 2. I have Debo and Ayuk, and I went Trey Lance and Bryce Young. So I had a consistent starter. But if Trey Lance is the starter, there's a lot of upside potential with him.
Yeah, that's true. And he might be.
Yeah, if he hangs on.
Still up for debate.
If Purdy doesn't start and he somehow hangs on, he might be the best value in best ball.
Or, I mean, he could get traded too. Like, if Purdy's healthy, 49ers could trade Lance, which obviously doesn't help our stack. But
he could go, well, let's see. I'm trying to think, who do we have?
Would you want to go a Cardinals? Oh, shoot.
I was going to say.
We probably need a Cardinals wide receiver and then figure out something else at running back.
You got 2 choices.
Wilson or the Dortch.
Oh, man, the name alone. And then a running back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are probably going to be taken, maybe.
I'm just going to say, if he goes one of my guys here, this is like...
I hate when EJ says these things. I'm just thinking about what he's thinking. I hate it.
If you would have picked a lot of players that I would have picked.
This is how our entire stream was last night, because we were drafting right next to each other in 2 drafts. And so we just spent 2 hours like, I know what I'm doing, but I can't say it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were in the same drafts.
Yeah, we were drafting against each other and literally back to back. So I couldn't, like, if he would have been on one end and I would have been on the other, we at least could have, like, talked a little bit.
Right. Oh, crap.
And I was on the front end every time, so.
Anything standing out to you at running back, Ben?
I mean, I'm just trying to get a matchup for that last weekend, which I don't know if that's smart or not. But Michael Carter is, because I had him, and I liked having Michael Carter. And I think the Jets, I don't know, with whatever Aaron Rodgers does, I think I'm excited to watch. I liked watching the Jets last year. They're kind of fun. They're spicy, you know. You never know what level of spice they're going to be, but they're going to do something.
There goes Michael Carter.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to throw my computer.
We have another Jets running back here. If you could pronounce his name, Ben, we'll draft him.
They have the whitest name you know of Michael Carter, and then Israel Abatakandaka.
Almost better than me.
Abanikanda.
I think that actually sounded more Abanikanda.
Abanikanda.
A man. It's a Michael Scott quote. Man, Panama. Okay.
We also have like other playoff options.
I was thinking of Evans too. Yeah. Oh.
All right. Would you like Michael Wilson or Greg Dortch?
Let's do Michael Wilson. Sorry, Dortch.
Goodbye, Dortch.
And then
let's scroll down. Yeah, not really seeing anything else there. So take your pick here. I don't think there's a bad answer.
I think there is.
I'm gonna say Evans. I think we should do Evans.
That's another guy I've been drafting a lot of for whatever reason.
Who was your bad answer there, EJ?
Kyron.
Oh, I don't know. I like taking Kyron because
he was
being drafted.
It was a bad pick.
Evans.
It's a bad pick because he was named Kyron, like a siren and a kite. Sorry. I've experienced a lot of. There's so many weird names coming out. Kyron's not that bad.
I just, I don't know why. I just, for whatever reason, Zach Evans keeps popping in my head as this guy's going to be okay. He is going to be totally average. I think it's more me betting on them splitting the work at a bare minimum if Akers goes down.
That's fair. I think the only reason I would draft Kyron, and I'm not necessarily drafting him over Zach Evans either, is I think the market, like everyone collectively is like, oh yeah, Zach Evans is the number 2 in this offense, even though we don't really know who it is between him or Kyron. So like, yeah, I'll just take Kyron and he'll be on fewer teams than Evans.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
For sure.
All
solid.
Right.
Solid. Then I will recap your team here. We got Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Trey Lance at running back, Saquon over Bijan, Miles Sanders, Brian Robinson, Jerick McKinnon, Zach Evans. Wide receiver room, Devontae Adams, Debo, D-Hop, Ayuk, Mingo, MVS, DPJ, Michael Wilson. Tight ends, Evan Ingram and David Njoku. How do you feel, Ben?
I never know how to feel after these. I just feel. I had a good time. I don't know. I learned where people landed during this offseason. So we'll see what happens. Every time I draft, then I'm like, ooh, maybe I want to do this more. And then I don't. And then every time I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a winner. I mean, I think I messed up with Saquon, and then I should have, I missed out on a huge producing wide receiver. I'm like, crap, I should have done that. If I'm being honest. And the quarterback issue. That meant that if I would have gotten Purdy and then whoever else I was thinking of I don't know who I was thinking of, wide receiver after Purdy, I feel like we would have had a better shot with what you say is the payout week.
So I'm going to tell you what I think about Bijan in comparison to Saquon. I think it's more likely than not that they end up very, very close to each other solely for the fact that Bijan is still a rookie. He's got to get acquainted to the NFL a little bit.
You say
and
that
I know,
was a top 5 running back less than a month into the season last year.
I know, but the point I'm making is I think the front weeks they're going to average out and be about similar in points.
The front weeks don't matter. There's no money in the front weeks.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think they're going
to. It's a compliment and not compliment Oreo sandwich that I'm in here.
We're like EJ's the angel on your shoulders, and I am the devil.
It really is. But I'm like the most neutral person in that situation. I'm like, it doesn't matter to me that much, but that's good to know. That's good to know.
Honestly, though, what's great about all of these teams is you can tell yourself whatever story you want, and then you don't have to think about it until 4 or 5 months from now.
And by then, you'll forget about it. And you'll just see if he made money or not. I will say I'd rather have had Bijan than Saquon, but I think we may be surprised.
I'm just saying.
I'm not high on Saquon yet.
Was he hurt last year?
Not really.
Saquon was good last year.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
I was very in on Saquon last year.
But you're just saying I missed out on somebody that's going to be better later on in the season.
Potentially. Yeah. We don't know that Atlanta's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to bet. I don't want to water bet.
They were good last year. Tyler Algier, 5th-round rookie, was a big reason of why I won last year.
I know, and we had this argument before, and we can go back down the rabbit hole. But I'm just saying, people don't prepare for Tyler Algier.
Rabbit hole.
People are going to prepare for the highest regarded running back since Saquon.
But all the Falcons did was run. There was nothing else to prepare for.
Yeah, what if they start throwing the ball?
It's Arthur Smith.
Who's going to throw it?
Isn't that a good point?
The most
Heineke.
Yeah.
Let's get Heineke.
I just still like Field. Oh, I love him. Wait, I thought he retired.
No, not yet.
Wait, from the Chiefs, the backup?
No, you're thinking Chad Henne.
Oh,
Heineke was the Battlehawks backup at one point.
And then he played for Washington.
No, see, I remember him. Number 4.
Yeah.
Do you remember his number?
And I had some choice words about him. The one game the Eagles lost to him in the middle of the year.
I remember that.
I very vividly remember that.
EJ, are your Eagles going to make a run again?
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about that. They definitely make the NFC Championship. That'd be the earliest I'd see them going out. I think the NFC is trash again.
Yeah,
I don't know who's going to beat them. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
the 49ers are the only team.
Yeah, the next highest odds are the 49ers, and it's like, do we really believe in Purdy?
Yeah.
The AFC versus NFC is just the most ridiculous thing for the last 10 years, I feel, personally. I'm like, what is, it's like 2 different leagues. It's like AB, A-League.
Got Aaron Rodgers and are like a fringe wild card team.
Yeah.
Hey, I made a bet way back when on the Jets, and I accidentally cashed it out, and it made me so mad, and I replaced it the second I cashed it out. I had them locked in at, it was like plus 2,600 or something like that to win the Super Bowl. And then I accidentally cashed it out. I placed it right away, and it was plus 2,200. And now it's at like plus 1,500 from to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty massive jump there just from Rodgers going.
I don't think so, man. Rodgers is a nut. He's nuts, dude. He's so
an understatement.
I don't think I'm gonna miss him when he retires, but I think I'll miss a little bit of him. I don't know, going to the black holes for a week and just I don't know. I don't think they make it through the season without drama that messes with them winning a game that's important or something.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know much about fantasy stuff, but
we just gotta somehow incorporate Darkness Retreat into our fantasy football draft weekend.
That's right.
No phones, no nothing. Yes. 7 days off the grid.
Have you
whoever will play Survivor next year?
We'll play
Survivor for next year's for the 101.
Oh, have you guys talked about what we're doing on your show yet?
No, I don't think we have.
Dude, I'm so hyped.
You in shape? You ready?
No.
So we're planning on doing our own like mini NFL draft combine to determine our league's draft order this year.
And we're just hoping it turns out pretty. Because
we're going to have a nurse on standby, EJ, and we're going to have a paramedic. No, we're going to have, I don't know. Someone's going to get hurt in some capacity. But
I think what we really, really need to do, I want to film a good portion of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to trim it down. Short. And I want it full-length 20-minute video.
Ooh.
I think it would be like so much fun. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of editing, but I think that'll be one of our more exciting videos to watch, and one we could look back on throughout the years and just be like, that was fun. So that would be worth it in my eyes.
Yeah, that'll be good. I can't wait. So. Well, thanks for letting me join. Hopefully my team doesn't just.
It was a lot of fun.
Hopefully you don't get too much crap through the Twitterverse on your on your picks.
No,
but also I kind of hope you do.
Yeah.
I really think we could tweet this team out and say this was this guy's first ever best ball draft, and asterisks with coaching. I think there would be a lot of people that wouldn't argue it, like that it's a bad team.
Hey, coaching is a preventative thing. You did not. This was like on spot, like spot filling.
We were the bumper rails for this draft.
Yeah.
You gave me bumpers. That's the way to put it. You threw me out there and then put them up. It
has a chance. It's not dead. I'll give it that.
All right. We'll split the pot of money.
That's right. It's going to end up being like a $2 profit. So we'll get
I'm all there.
75 cents each, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
We can go get some gum and split it.
Split the one piece of gum.
We'll land the plane here. EJ's got best ball in 15 coming up on Saturday, and then if the puppy is still open, I'll do a full draft video next Monday. So thanks for watching. This has been another episode of The Climb.